Hey everyone, excited to be back for this week's edition of Frequently Asked Questions for Commercial Real Estate. In today's video, what I want to do is talk about a program that you can utilize if you are in fact looking at properties that have some sort of environmental contamination. And this particular program can help alleviate the responsibility that you have going forward if you decide to purchase the property for yourself. Now, before we dive in this video, I would greatly appreciate if you can like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and ensures more and more people can hear this message and learn about the many facets of commercial real estate. So now you've done that, go ahead and like and subscribe below. Let's go ahead and dive into this episode. All right, so in today's video, I wanted to talk about a program that I think is phenomenal, and I've actually utilized it with some of our clients to help them purchase properties that had some concerns as far as environmental contamination was concerned, and that is the Brownfields program. Now, first off, let's define what a brownfield is. A brownfield typically is a property or a piece of land that is either abandoned or underutilized as a result of environmental contamination. This could have been maybe a property that was utilized for an industrial use and some chemicals were seeped into the ground, causing it to be environmentally contaminated. And in our case, we had a buyer who was purchasing a shopping center that used to house a dry cleaning plant on site. So PERC, which is a dangerous chemical that is utilized in the dry cleaning process, had seeped into the ground, causing it to be considered environmentally contaminated. So in order to mitigate the risk of mitigation on the part of our buyer, which could be extremely expensive, and this is what ends up happening with a lot of buyers. That's why they get deterred by sites that are potentially contaminated, because they don't want to have to deal with the remediation costs as a result of any type of environmental contamination. But with this particular program called the Brownfields program, which is specific to Kentucky, there may be something similar in your guys' state. I can only speak to the state that I'm in Kentucky. It is a phenomenal opportunity for you able to alleviate some of that. So the process itself is, there is an application process. So you go to the Kentucky Cabinet website and you can download a Brownfields program application. This is a very short application. You read the application thoroughly, and along with submitting something called the property management plan, which what you should do if you're looking to pursue this is to involve an environmental engineer in the process of preparing that plan and also providing you with an environmental assessment to submit along with your application. Those are two pieces of the puzzle when it comes to the application. Along with that, you have to pay a $2,500 fee, as at the time of this recording is a $2,500 fee to the treasurer, Kentucky treasurer. And there are some other smaller items to address as well, including inquiries into the past ownership to make sure you're able to confirm some of the information regarding the contamination of the site. I'll include a link in the description below that kind of references the application so you can kind of see for yourself. But as part of that process, you would do this in unison with being under contract. So you would put a property under contract, and within the contingencies within the for the property, you would have an environmental contingency. And in that contingency, you would say, hey, we have the right to be able to perform an environmental assessment. Along with that, to put the property in the Brownfields program. And you would stipulate that within the purchase agreement, and then you would go through the process of actually doing so. Now, the process itself can take a little while if the property is not already in the Brownfields program. Essentially, what the Brownfields program does is that you as the buyer have no responsibility for what has happened in the past. So the previous ownership prior to the property being put in the Brownfields program would face any legal implications as a result of any contamination down the line. So let's say 20 years down the road, let's say that the government comes in and says, hey, you need to clean up the site for whatever reason. Maybe it's too close to the water table and we're starting to see some seepage and contamination of the site that could potentially go into the water system. The previous owner, prior to it being put in the Brownfields program, would actually be responsible for that remediation. So it helps alleviate the responsibility of you as the buyer having to deal with that large expense. And so that's why I often recommend my buyers to review that as a potential opportunity, in particular if the site itself is a phenomenal opportunity, but it's just, again, has some environmental issues that could potentially deter a lot of buyers. And another thing is, too, because a lot of people don't know about this program, it puts you at a competitive advantage. So even if you make an offer on the property, you can potentially make an offer that's a little bit more competitive as a result of the fact that a lot of people are probably going to be deterred by the property because of environmental issues. So it does add a quiver to your arrow, quiver to your buying tool belt, as they say. And so hopefully you gained some value from this video. And if you're looking to buy properties in Kentucky that have similar issues, whether they're environmental issues or whatever else, feel free to give me a call. My number is 502-536-7315. I'm a commercial real estate agent in town. I'd be happy to help you identify these opportunities. And I myself and our brokerage have gone through this process many times. So we are familiar with the process. It can help you navigate those waters. Along with that, if you like this channel, I would greatly appreciate if you can like and subscribe to this channel. It really does make a difference in the YouTube algorithm and ensures more and more people can hear this message and learn about the many facets of commercial real estate. So now you've done that. Thank you again so much, and we'll see you all next time.